Okay, so today's video is probably quite a quick one, and it's to do with using the blend function within Adobe Illustrator. And for those of you that have seen some of my previous videos or seen the video thumbnails that I put on YouTube, I use the blend in the background of some of those, which you can see now. And I've used a sort of like a background effect with the blend tool. In this video, we're going to look at how we can use it in multiple different ways and create some different effects. Sometimes work with type and sometimes work with a line. So I'll show you how a basic function works quite quickly. So if I was to draw a line and I draw another line, and what it'll do, it'll blend between the 2 points. So if I select those and I go to Object, Blend, Make, and then I go to Object, Blend, and Blend Options, it gives me the ability to specify how many steps. So this is set to 2, so if I change that to 20 and I preview it, that's what I'll get. So we'll leave it at that for the time being. Now it's completely live, so while it's still in its blend mode, if I double click and I access that, I can manipulate these lines. So as you can see, I can bend and twist them and create some quite interesting patterns with them. I can actually change things about the line, so I can change the width of the line and it will blend between the 2 points, so from a 5-point line all the way down to a 0.5 line, it will do that. It will also do colour as well, so if I do pink and I do yellow at this end, it will blend between the 2 points, so you can get some really nice effects. Now if you take that one step further and I'll just move that off the side, and we look at curve lines, we start to get some really interesting effects. So if I just start off with a black line again and I use my pencil tool to draw a wibbly wobbly line, and then I use my pencil line to draw another wibbly wobbly line, and I'm not really taking much notice of where the line is going, and I do the same thing. I select them both, Object, Blend, Make, and then Object, Blend, Blend Options, again down to specified steps, and I change that to 20. You'll start to see some really interesting results. That's quite nice. And again, I can change all this, it's quite live, so if I want to change this point and I move it here, the blend will automatically understand what I've done and change. So you can make some really quite interesting shapes using the blend and some background images. So it's quite good for backgrounds. So that looks quite nice. And again, if I wanted to, I could change the colour. So let's just go into the blend, double click, select the first path. So let's make that orange, and then let's make the last path white. And then if I put this on move that. If I put that on an orange background, you should see something coming out of almost like out of the background. So that there you can see the pattern, and it's just because it starts in orange and it works its way through to white, you see the results of it there. So another really quite interesting effect that you can do with the blend. Let's move that down. The other thing you can do with it is you can do things with type. And if I was to put in a word, so let's just put in a word that makes sense, blend. Let's just do it in lowercase, it looks better. And I make that nice and big. You can do the same thing with type. So copy and paste. And I'm going to make this one a bit smaller. Well, I'll keep it the same size. And I'm just going to put it to one side so it's there. So select them both. Object, Blend, Make, Object, Blend Options. And this time, instead of doing specific steps as 20, we're going to do 100. And the reason for that is because you'll get a much cleaner blend between the 2 points. So we've kind of like created a drop shadow there. Now the only problem is we can't see the text, so all we need to do is copy the text from the original blend and then paste it back on top, and then give that a colour so we can see it again. So if I was to do that, or maybe if I give it a colour, and you get a lovely drop shadow. So that's a quite nice sort of like way of creating a drop shadow without the drop shadow. It gives you a quite harsh drop shadow, and you can colour that just the same way as we did before. So if we wanted to colour both of them, let's have a pink. Now you can see this one's in the foreground, so I'm going to send that to the back and you'll see the difference. So now that's in the background, and then I'll do that pink as well, and then we've got quite a dramatic looking drop shadow there. And when you combine some of them together, or some of the functions together, it can look quite interesting. So if I was to get that text again, and I this time copy and paste it, but this time make it smaller and put it down here. I'm going to copy and paste that one as well, just so that I've got another one for when I've finished. Select them both, object blend, make, object blend options. Again, we're going to go for specified steps. I'm going to say 100. Now this time we're going to have a colour. So let's have a green in the foreground. So we'll have that green there. And then in the background we'll have let's have a bluey colour. Something a little bit trippy. No, we're going to make it so we can see it. Now I'm just going to send that one to the back. So arrange center back. And then what we can do is we can create a box that's the same size as the text. Center back. We can put our text on the front. We can change it to white. And if we wanted to, we could add another one. This time change it to an outline. Let's have that colour as an outline. Maybe the green. Maybe we'll have to do the green. Let's do the green as an outline. There we go. So you can create some quite interesting looking bits of type and little bits of tricks, but use it as you want. Try some different things. Try the lines, try the curved lines, see what happens, and enjoy the blend tool. Thanks for listening.